I'm Don Tyler. I'm president of Additive Social and host of a show called Yo. Additive Social is a multimedia company focusing more on social experiences, and in the 2020 pandemic, we shifted completely to a live streaming business model and focused more on live streaming production. So over the years, I've worked in a variety of areas throughout the entertainment industry, like directing music videos and commercials and branded content, to doing technical direction of live stream events. And when the pandemic happened and we got locked down, I wanted to find a way to collaborate still with people while we were kind of stuck in our homes. And I reached out to some friends of mine who are musicians, and I wanted to find a way to kind of create a live interactive music video remotely, like 2 locations. So through reaching out to a couple of friends of mine, started playing around with the idea of, like, you know, starting a beat here in this location and then going and having the guitarist start in another location geographically, let's say in California, we're in Colorado. And as we played with that, I thought it'd be cool to kind of mix in visuals and using like technology, like VJ technology, like Resolume and stuff like that, to figure out a way that would be just a new way to do storytelling interactively in real time, because I thought that would be more rewarding to kind of go back and forth. So throughout this whole experiment in trying to build a studio, I took the time where I was locked down in the house, had nothing better to do, and rallied up some close friends that were much smarter than I am for a lot of things, and we kind of banded together and really buckled down and tried to create this studio right here, which was actually nothing if you see it when we first started. And that was the genesis of a show called Yo. It was just the idea of creating stuff remotely in real time, both audibly and visually, and not have to be in the same environment, and utilizing new technologies like Unreal Engine and, like I said, VJ technologies like Resolume. We've set out to accomplish this goal, and we've done it. The reason why we chose a technology such as NDI is really quite simple. When I was setting out to build the studio, I was really looking for something that was the most versatile way to bring video into a production environment. And once I got over the technical aspect of IP video, NDI and BirdDog tools were by far the easiest way to do this. The reason really why we did it was because I use a lot of cinema cameras. I use Reds, Blackmagics, Sony FS5s, and I wanted something that could bring the quality of that sensor into a live stream. And yes, I know you can get it with capture cards, but when I was really looking at the computational power that I would need for the capture cards, I really decided that future-proofing it over network, video over network, was the way to go, and NDI and BirdDog were the obvious choice. This was a bonus, to be honest. Another reason why NDI became so powerful is because the ability to remote in and do stuff over TeamViewer and remote connecting, and during the pandemic, it was a way that we could kind of figure out how to bring video into our show. What's really exciting about a product like BirdDog Connect is the ability for a small studio like mine to remotely connect into other studios and remote produce content at scale. And that's just one of the many benefits of NDI. I can set up a virtual studio here and have my counterpart be in Arizona, and we can sit and have a discussion, light it the same, have lighting cues over network. The power that we can harness over a solution like NDI and BirdDog Connect, which it basically allows us to be the gateway of the NDI to come into our studios, it is a no-brainer. The current gear that we utilize in the studio, and I'm a disclaimer here, it's ever growing and we change it daily. But what we find to be the rock solid stuff that we use nonstop, we have 5 of the 4K Flex ins, and we have 1 of the BirdDog 4K quads. They're great. We use the quad to basically bring in a variety of cameras. We're bringing in a Red Raven, Sony FS5, and an old Blackmagic cinema camera, the original one, the 2.5K version. Great camera. Had it in my arsenal for a number of years, and like I said, when the pandemic happened, it was an amazing SDI camera with depth of field that was really, you know, gave you the ability to really bring a broadcast to life again. And like, this is a camera at the time you could get, not anymore, but at the time you could pick up for like $300 or $400 used. And a product like the 4K quad was really allowed us to breathe life into that, into a new live streaming environment. So we just lock it off as a face cam, and it's a great tool.
Okay, let's try this. Let's see if this is any better. Hopefully there's something. Let me see if this comes through on the iPad. Hang on. Okay, let's try this. Okay, wow, that sounds terrible. But let's see what is going on. It's funny because we heard you run up the stairs and shut the door a minute ago. Yeah, that's because my iPad was on and that microphone was on. So I've been driving here. Yeah, it's been a whirlwind. I'll fill you in here in a second. But first, I got to fix this camera angle because I am at home in the this is the original BirdDog support office. It's been rearranged a little bit since I was here last time, but there you go. I'm gonna boot myself from the stream now. All right, so now I'm gone from there. Let's see, what else do I need to do? I need to probably send the invitation to people if they want to hang out. So let's go to BirdDog Live. Boom. Okay, send that out. And now let's try and figure out what is going on with this microphone, because it's being received. I have the other wireless end here, so it's working. That part's working. But why it's not connecting to, let's jump ahead here. Why it's not connecting. Yoink. It's supposed to be this one. Can you guys hear me if I switch to this microphone? It shows in StreamYard now that it's working. Okay, that's a little better. I could hear that too. It is clearly not the RE20, that's for sure. But it is at least something, right? So, okay, let's get this show started. Hey, how's it going, everybody? I am BirdDogJon. My son is downstairs. He's 4. There's a good chance he's making an enormous mess that I'm not paying attention to, but I don't care because this show must go on. So here I am in the original BirdDog support office. Good times, long time spent in this office answering the original tickets long ago. I really appreciate Dad having you jumping on here and help me troubleshoot this stuff, because I would be doing this all by myself if that was not the case. So there we go. I hope you're doing well, man. Thanks for coming along for the ride and helping me out with some of this technical support. Boy, if only I knew a tech guy. So, funny story. So, StreamYard will allow you to obviously view the browser on any device. And so I pulled it open on my iPad on my way home, which was hotspotted to my cell phone. And I started the show basically from the truck. So we were driving home. I started the show because I wanted at least it to show that it was starting and that we weren't just like, not communicating about that. But then I thought, okay, cool. I'll jump inside. I'll get my son Isaiah set up with whatever we need to do to get him a Netflix show or something for an hour, and then we'll giddy up. And I opened the back door, and I had given him a donut. And I opened the back door and he's just covered in chocolate, like all over. And I was like, oh no, buddy, what happened? And he was just like, you gave me a chocolate donut, Dad. What do you think happened? So, yeah, we had to clean that up, clean up the back of the truck because it was everywhere. It's actually still everywhere. I probably have to go out after the show and finish that up as well. I had gotten gas at the gas station, but also gas in the fuel tanks for the lawnmower, that was a pricey purchase today. And I saved 60 cents because of Kroger. It was still really pricey. Anyways, filled up the truck, filled up the tanks, ran and got a donut for the boy because he had been really well behaved the whole time while we were away. And now, now I'm in my office and online. So all good. And hopefully no more hiccups for an hour, unless, of course, he starts screaming. And then I might need to go to some sort of I don't know. I don't even have a Be Right Back screen right now. So who knows what we're going to do, but we'll find out. We'll find out as time goes along. So good times, everybody. All right. So this is good. This appears to be working. The image on YouTube, I don't know if you guys feel this way, or maybe it's an image on everywhere. It's clear here in StreamYard, but it looks fuzzy on YouTube. So I'm not too sure what's going on there. It might be my camera, also possible, or it may just be the live rendering in YouTube that's causing that issue. So I could jump over to Twitch, I guess, because I have that app, and see what that show looks like. But let me know in the comments if it looks fuzzy, because I'm not too sure. Where are we here? Okay, BirdDogJon is live. Go here. John is live. It also might be the bright window behind my head that's causing it to, yeah. Kind of looks fuzzy there too, but whatever. These are my Rode wireless mics, so I can walk away from you and still talk to you, and I don't have to yell. Also, Concept 2 rower. Anybody's into rowing? That's my machine of choice when it comes to exercise. Good stuff. Looks decent enough for a webcam. Some blockiness on the walls due to compression. Yeah, that I understand. I could turn up the volume on the light and see if the camera will compensate for that. Who knows? You know. All right, there we go. Here we go. Oh boy. Oh, get out of here. Remind me later to install. Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever. It is what it is at this point. That's probably a little bit too much, and it might be a little too cold, but all right. I'll live with it. All good. All right. Well, thanks for the pointers here, NetHab. Appreciate that. Okay, so today is traditionally the Thursday that we eat hot ramen, but I am not here at the office, and I am here at home, but I'm not at the office, and so I didn't bring any of that with me. However, Balu and I were going through what Buldak ramen noodles we haven't tried yet yesterday on Amazon. So we've been looking at some options, and I may just place an order and get those to no matter where you go, there you are. Touche. We've been looking at options for what's next on the Snacks on Stream. So there are some ones out there that we have yet to try, and it's a little bit strange, but I'm kind of a fan. I mean, I've kind of turned into a fan of these ramen noodles, these spicy ramen noodles. And I don't know what that's all about. There's a couple on here, though, that we're not quite sure what they are. So I'm going to share my screen and show you some of this. So here is the ones that we haven't tried yet. This is a pack of 4 for $20. I feel like that's gone up last night. But this is the cream carbo. So Balu and I both agreed that carbo's a really good flavor. This one's like a creamy one. So okay, we'd like to give that a try. This one, well, let's skip this one for a second. This one is a stew type. So I don't know if you're expected to make stew with this, but okay, we might give that a go. That one's not at the top of the list of things we need to try next, but it's up there. This one, tomato pasta, that sounds pretty good. So that will probably be on the first order. So hot chicken flavor ramen. Again, I don't really taste the chicken so much as I do the hot. So that's why I think hot is bigger than chicken in that sentence. And this one, kimchi, we haven't tried this one either. So this will probably be on the first order as well. It looks like it's supposed to be a warm one, so we'll give that one a try. Now back to this. This one, we don't know what this is. I Google translated the label, and it doesn't really help with what it is that this flavor is supposed to be. Apparently, from what we can gather, it's a light Bulldog version of just the spicy, the black bag, and apparently it's 40% less than the black bag. So it says 40% down. From what we can tell on the translation, it is 40% less than the regular black bag of the Bulldog spicy ramen. So, okay, the reviews on this are kind of funny. They say like still too spicy for me, which is hilarious. But can I get a 10 times less spicy? So you either love it or you hate it. I think. I don't think that there's some people just can't handle spicy. Somebody wrote, yeah, can I get a less spicy version of this with just the flavoring? And both Balu and I were like, nope, because anything with this Bulldog name is generally spicy. So anyways, we've got those all on a list, and yeah, who knows? We'll give that a go and have new snacks on the stream probably next month. And the reason why I say that is because guys are going to come and go from, guys are going to come and go from the office for summer vacation here in the US. There's a lot of moving parts at BirdDog right now, and especially a lot of new hires. I know this because I'm the guy that sets up all the new accounts. So we are hiring like crazy. And my department is getting a couple people. Engineering is getting a couple people. I think there's a new guy in sales in the UK, potentially two. Yeah, there's a whole bunch that's all happening. So pretty exciting. Lots of moving parts. And we're getting up to speed pretty fast. So there's cool things happening at BirdDog, and stay tuned as those folks come on. Maybe we'll try and get them on a stream. Is it 40% less spicy or just 40% less size? AKA, no, it's 40% less spicy. So it's the same size as the previous Bulldogs, but they like the packages of ramen. But evidently, it's 40% less spicy. Now, I'm tempted to try it just because I actually really like the taste of these now that I've eaten, I don't know, a dozen of them. So I really like the taste of them. And so I might actually really enjoy less spicy, but it also, I kind of like, I don't know, it's growing on me. The spicy part of things is also kind of fun. So not opposed to spicy ramen, but this particular one is apparently 40% less than the black label. So because it's the black bag, but then it says 40% down. And if you Google translate the label with your phone, that's kind of the gist of what it is. So yeah, time will tell, I guess. But anyways, we might be ordering that. Who knows? Okay. I'm trying to think of things that are like burning fires right now that are going on that people are talking about. I don't have a lot on my plate in terms of reoccurring issues that people are reporting, which is a good thing. Generally, the things that people are reporting now are, mostly one-offs. We're getting a lot of questions at the help desk about when will play be available, all that sort of good stuff. So that's fun. Mostly because we're also trying to figure that out, very much so because we know the demand is really high. So I don't know. Have they said anything on Facebook recently about when that might be? I know Dan made a post the other day. Let me see here. Dan made a post that I broadcasted, and I don't know if there's been an update on that yet. Let me go take a look. I just saw the quad is on sale, $600 off most places. That I don't know anything about. Let's find out. Jump over to our large reseller B&H photo. Let's just type in BirdDog quad. Yes, it is listed as a $600 savings. Now, there are some promotional gigs that are going on. I'm trying to turn this microphone. B&H and Marker Tech in particular. I'm trying to position this so that it makes sense. I guess I could just do this. Sorry, folks. It's probably super annoying touching the microphone while using it. So I know that they're doing a lot of promotional bundles right now. So they just announced the Q3 bundles, which this might be wrapped up into that as to, trying to provide an opportunity for people to get in and buy the product. So I don't know. I haven't heard anything official as to this being a part of the bundle, but I do know that there was a massive announcement about bundled stuff. So sorry, now I'm looking at the Facebook group. Okay, let's find, there it is, Dan's post. We expect anyone that has placed an order for play early to receive it on the first shipment. The second manufacturing run will be shortly behind that to ensure ongoing supply to the market. So what does he hasn't edited this anything, changed anything on it. So his prediction, which was on June 27th, so that would have been a week ago Monday, is that we were 2 or 3 weeks out before final assembly and then 1 week for turnaround. So I don't see anything posted after that. So yeah, let's see if that's, we could probably safely say that that's probably still the prediction, but the bundles just look like PTZ camera. Yeah, that's what I understood as well, is that the bundles were for cameras and keyboards primarily. Let's see if anybody can help me out find out why that is, because that would also be good to know. Yoink. Okay. Cool. Maybe let me look here actually, BirdDog. Where is it? View all. Yeah, so like maybe it's under promotions because that's what it would be. Okay, don't see it there. Let's see if my sales guys can help us out. Oh, I'm not on Wi-Fi. Or am I? Ooh, I might be. It doesn't say that I am, but here's hoping. Okay, well, let's dig a little bit into that and see what we can come up with, because that would be good information to know. If there's a reason, I'll shoot a message over to my sales team and see if they have any idea as to why that's going on. Cool. Okay. All right. So yeah, in terms of like burning fires, I don't have anything kind of on my plate that I know of that is outstanding, other than obviously things that we've been working on. So the converters, like I said the past several shows, the converters are the thing that they're working on right now. There is hopes to have something out here relatively soon, but inventing things is not an exact science, and so I don't have an exact date as to when that would launch. But the converter line, and in particular quad, is number one, mostly because we need to get that up and running and done. So it'd be great to have a beta in that. I think I'm expected to see some movement on the 4K family here in terms of betas that we can start testing out in the next couple of weeks, and so that would be great. I know that it took a really long time to get NDI 5 done for cameras, and it's not like you just copy and paste the code over. So they're totally different products, different hardware, all that sort of good stuff. So we're gonna have to spend some time sorting it all out and making sure it all works before we deliver it to the public. So, oops. Feel free, if you are watching the show, feel free to jump in the chat. Let me know that you're here. And if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in there. I'm happy to answer them. Purpose of the show is to answer NDI questions, particularly pertaining to BirdDog. And we try to do this a couple times a week because it's way better to have someone to talk to and ask questions. And if I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. So let me know if you've got anything out there. And feel free to let folks know that BirdDog, the support department, is online a couple times a week. Try to be a little accessible this way. And it's helpful, I think, it's helpful to have your questions in the chat so that everybody can kind of see and contribute to how that should be done. So lots going on here today. So the story goes, I had to drop something off at the office, and the office is about 25 minutes from my house. So my son is home today, and my daughter and my wife are off at a camp that my wife is running. So I need to go to the office to drop some stuff off. So I piled them up in the car and off we went. And we left here, I don't know, 8:30 maybe. Yeah, 8:30, because we were there by 9. And I had to get a whole bunch of stuff put together. Oh, we had to go to the store. So it was like 8 o'clock we left. But anyways, had to go to the store, had to go do a bunch of stuff. And yeah, the hour and a half trip that was supposed to be ended up being almost 3 hours. So wasn't home until shortly after 11. So glad to be back, hoping that my son is not making a mess downstairs. That'll be the next thing I have to discover in about 25 minutes or so. We have been getting some questions about keyboard, because since the LTS and NDI 5 update came out, some changes have happened to keyboard. And so some changes have happened, and keyboard hasn't had an update yet. So we are assuming there's an NDI 5 update for keyboard because it needs to follow the same network protocols and all that sort of good stuff. But as it is right now, I believe there's a keyboard update being worked on. It will be an LTS NDI 4 update, mostly for major control of third-party cameras, in particular the new tech PTZ1, PTZ2, and PTZ3. Now, the PTZ1 has, I think, officially been discontinued, if I'm not mistaken. So they're not supplying that or manufacturing the PTZ1 anymore. And so the focus is 2 and 3. And we've been having a conversation with New Tech in San Antonio with our engineers in Australia about, hey, what command lists are you using? Can we get one to test and all that? So that has been a conversation that's been going on for about 4 months now, maybe longer, to the point where they are going to ship us a couple of cameras, demo cameras, that we can set up in Melbourne and test and make sure that our keyboard firmwares are working. Now, in light of that, there is also a change in hardware for keyboard. So there's the ones that are being manufactured now have a little different joystick module, And as you know, the screens changed from blue to green a while ago, about, well, 4 months ago or so. And so there's a blue baseboard and there's a green baseboard. Well, now with the new joystick module, there's a potential for a third baseboard version that needs to be used. So there's blue and then green and then the new green one. So that's not confusing at all. When we start rolling those out, though, it'll be easy enough for you to figure out how to differentiate between which one is which. The joysticks actually look a little bit different. So the joysticks from Gen 1 blue and Gen 1 green are the same. And then the joystick update, it's not an upgrade, it's the same thing. It was just a parts shortage problem, really. Will look a little bit different. And so I think in the manual they're going to include photos of the joystick of which one looks like, so which one you have, and then that will correlate to what baseboard you need to use. It's really annoying because the baseboards are specific to the hardware inside, and if you change the hardware, there's no way for you to run the same baseboard on both. So because literally different components, again, not that they operate the exact same way, it's just the insides are a little bit different, and so have a little different joystick module and what have you. They're going to change the baseboard on it. So that will be clearly outlined in the manual when that becomes available. I think the new joysticks are the ones being manufactured now because they ran out of the old joystick modules. So we acquired a few just for repairs and whatever of the old ones, but now the new ones are out. That's going to be the next thing. So heads up there. We've been working with an installer on the PTZ control of keyboard in the P400, although he's having all sorts of issues. He's having like network issues with multiple cameras, and so I'm trying to walk him through how that works. But then he rolled back to 195 and everything started working again fairly quickly. And so that's a different problem altogether. The way that I would assess that is likely there's a protocol change when it comes to the keyboard talking with the cameras. I'm not 100% sure because the keyboard uses UDP to send commands, right? So it's not a TCP packet, it's a UDP packet, so it's a one-way street. So it just sends it off into the abyss. The problem with that is there's really no way to guarantee that the packets made it in time and were executed correctly and all that. So I know with the NDI 5 stuff, RUDP is now a thing, and it's a fair bit more, it's like a light, well, it's really hard to describe how it is that they did it. But anyways, the RUDP protocol is a little more stable than the UDP protocol. So I'm wondering if for the metadata portion of the keyboard, if that's going to be more of a regular thing, where RUDP could be worked into the keyboard as the preferred transmit method, and then provide that kind of stability that we're seeing with the camera line already. So the NDI 5 update for the cameras has been quite successful with the RUDP protocol from our testing in the office and from us using it at trade shows and what have you on semi-decent networks. RUDP seems to function pretty well. And in particular, when it comes to the bandwidth required to get the NDI signal across. Like one of the vices that's always been a case with NDI is that it just consumes, and full NDI in particular, so it consumes a lot of network bandwidth. To get that crystal clear picture across at full HD or 4K or whatever you're running, just takes a lot of data and constant data, which means your network has to be able to handle it. And it means that the system's not on board also be able to have to run at that sort of speed. So the RUDP stuff, I think that the big push, from what I'm seeing, is the big push in the NDI industry is how to do this same quality with obviously now less throughput. So this is why HX3 is a thing. HX3 is just a compromise. So there's HX, right? And HX2, and then there's full NDI. Well, if HX2, man, my internet speeds are like struggle busted here. That's very bizarre that I'm having issues like that. because I'm hardlined and I have a great internet connection here at the house. So that's weird. So let's hope that improves. Maybe it's my son's Netflix binging downstairs that's causing the issue. He's banging on something down there. Not too sure what that is. Just give me a quick second. I will just check on him. One moment. Let's put up a video. I'll put up a video and I'll be right back. All right, enough of that. So I don't know what he's up to. I think he's got like a plastic spoon or something down there. So I blame the chocolate covered Netflix. Yeah, who knows what that iPad's going to look like down there? I have no idea, but I'm just going to push that into the future and we'll deal with whatever it is at that time. Anyway, so the RUDP protocol, I'm wondering if it's going to be used for things like keyboard for sending metadata command position commands. I hope so, because like I said, we've seen really good success with the video side of things and the way that it interacts on the network, really consistent with delivering the packets on time and intact and all that. And it seems to lighten the load a little bit. We probably see somewhere in the ballpark of 10 megs decrease from TCP, which is kind of the flagship, to just RUDP, straight up RUDP. So here's hoping that that's actually something that we can implement, because I think it would be great. Not that the keyboard needs to lighten up the bandwidth load because it's already really small, but that the keyboard needs a little bit more a way to reliably deliver packets. And currently in the UDP protocol, it's a challenge. I won't say it's inconsistent, because if the network is configured correctly, we rarely have real problems with it. But it seems that when you get onto complex networks or you get into multicast networks or whatever, then we start throwing issues. And we need to sort that out so that people can have the plug and play experience that they are thinking they're going to get. So there you go. There's my rant. Cool. Alrighty. So back to the original conversation. I am also planning on going away. I will be here next week, and then I'll be gone the following week, and I'll be back the next week, and then I'll be gone the following week. So I'm here and gone and here and gone. So all good. I know you guys will be really disappointed that I won't be on, but I plan to give the reins over to one of my guys at the office. And so hopefully they'll be able to jump on and, I don't know, at least eat spicy food or do something on camera while they wait for questions to roll in. So good stuff. Really excited about a couple of trips that I have planned, because it has been a while and COVID has done its thing. So we're good to take a little break and it'll be really good. Now, there are some other trips in the future that are coming up where I am headed to Australia to meet with the team, the global team, kind of the leadership team. And then I'm also headed to California at some point. So those shows are not necessarily ones that I would give up. I might end up actually doing those, because it'd be kind of fun to do those in a new location. Although this has been quite the experiment to do. So yeah, good times. Yeah, good stuff. Anyway, onward and upward. Thank you so much for joining us today, guys. We definitely, if you have any questions or need to submit a ticket between now and Tuesday, feel free to shoot us an email at help@birddog.tv. Somebody sent an email, said something about they were having issues. It was on Facebook. They said, I tried to submit a ticket, and every time I did, it said, cam work great, yada, yada, unresponsive. But the ticket keeps saying that it cannot be submitted. Huh. Fascinating. Sorry, I get sucked into these comments. So just updated the Netgear AV switch, but my P200 camera is panning awfully choppy, running NDI, and the panning looks just as bad if I pan with my Scarhoy or the studio monitor, two different protocols. The 2997 frames, shutter is at 160, stabilizer turned off. Any ideas what could go wrong with the Netgear 4250 here? Well, the packets may not be getting through. Let's see here. Sorry, NetHub. They probably do mean the web form. And, I can double check that, see if anything's changed, because the web form is an iframe. And so you have to set up additional safety protocols when you put iframes up on websites. So anyways, he's updated his Netgear 4250. The question is, what profile are you using, and are you running NDI 4 or NDI 5 on your cameras? So I updated the cameras to NDI 5 beta. That fixed 85% of my problem. I guess this is as good as it gets. Again, protocols, there's a few things I want to ask here, because there really shouldn't be any issue. I have like a half a dozen 4250s of various powers, and they all seem to work pretty well. So it's a little bit strange that he's having issues, but if 85% of his problems are done, he also is NDI 5 is the beta stuff right now. So according to the website. Here's a question that was posted an hour ago. Hi, everyone. We have several minis and flex out units that are dropping frames like crazy. That's a technical term. Despite being on a dedicated network, software decoders on the same switch don't have any issues. And the Flex K ins and minis the Flex ins and the minis while running an encoder work flawlessly. Support told me that it's because we are using a Ubiquity switch. Yeah. But as a network engineer, that doesn't make any sense. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate their consideration, but if Ubiquity itself was the issue, everything on the same 48 port Gen 2, oh yeah, 100%. I would expect our encoders and decoders to and then I run one more BirdDog. I also get drop frames when we work around. I set the bitrate manually, only 80 runs smooth now. Oh shoot, yeah. I wish people would well, anyway, I know what's going on here. So the Gen 2s, right? We've talked about this at length. Doesn't matter what we did, decoding stream, we introduced the flex fail over NDI source was set to a stream that was sending a device that was configured. Oh, it doesn't seem to make sense, but it certainly was causing the drops. I would be interested to know if he just swapped out a Gen 2 for a Gen 1 Ubiquity, if it would fix it, because I'm pretty sure it would. The Gen 2s were just crap. They are. Yeah. It's so funny because it's like, what do we say to folks? Geez, that is one blurry image. I do not understand. My internet is not this unstable. Let me think here. How is this configured? Because it used to be there. I don't even know how this I don't even know how this network is configured anymore. I was like, oh, I'll just do it from home, but evidently that's not a great idea. So anyway, I'll sort out the internet speed issue in a minute. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Ubiquiti Gen 2s. I'll just say, look, as a network guy, I'm not a fan of Ubiquiti Gen 2, their software processing. Like the Gen 1. Maybe your house is running on a Ubiquiti Gen 2 switch. That I can confirm is not happening. 100% I can confirm is not the case. Yeah, this is brutal. Maybe I don't know, there's got too much open. I mean, it won't really speed things up. All right, here, I'll close this. I'll close this. Where are we here? Yeah, I'm not. That's very interesting. Very interesting. Well, before I do another show from here, I'll figure out what the heck is going on here and sort it out. I thought. Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay. Fascinating. Maybe it's just that I have too many devices running on the Wi-Fi. Like my son is downstairs watching. My son is downstairs watching a show on Netflix. If I go onto the LTE network and then I jump over to Twitch and I turn off my iPad, go. Currently live. Let's see what this does. Whoa. Well, it's still not great. Burnt. Still not great. Where's this? Full screen? Come on now. Come on. All right. Are you running StreamYard on Chrome? I am running StreamYard on Chrome. Hey, what's Gen 2 versus Gen? Hey, what's going on with us? I have a non-pro US 24 250 and a 48, and those are those Gen 2s. I'll tell you right quick. 24 250. That is a. Well, the way you can tell is, does it have a little LCD screen on the front? The little black square. The Gen 1s did not, and the Gen 2s do. The Gen 2s, it's like connect easily to your blah, 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 blah. But the Gen 1s, if this is the switch you have, then this is a Gen 1. Okay? That's a Gen 1. And what's your other one? You said you had, a 48. So if we go back and just punch out 48 at 250 watts. 48. 48. No LCD. Non-pro, just blue frame, blue light. Yeah, that's a Gen 1 traditionally. Yeah. So that is a hardware-based processor. The Gen 2s, they added a little LCD screen, but the way that they do the monitoring of like the speeds and all that information that shows up on the front of the screen is all software based, and the actual network packet processing is also done via software. And so it is not good. It is not good when you start pouring 140 megs per stream into that switch. But the Gen 1s, now I don't like 48 ports for anything other than like computer networks. When we're talking NDI stuff, that's like, you shouldn't be getting close to 48 ports. Me personally, when it comes to actual NDI machines, I would rather use good processors in smaller switches, which you buy more switches, but you spread out the workload. 48 has larger watts, so I've got the better options. Gotcha. Yeah, it's not so much a power issue as it is, again, processing speed, because like, where is the bottleneck, right? So on the marketing material for all switches, which I don't trust because it's made by a marketing department, first of all, on the marketing material for switches, talks about, oh, you have a gigabit per port and 48 ports plus yada yada additional SFP, blah blah blah, so you can get up to 52 gigs, per second or something stupid like that. The switch cannot process that amount of data full on for any amount of time. That is the ability, like, you can pass through a gig through each port at 1 gig, let's say, and then they add them together. They times them by 48. That's what marketing does. It's not how much at any given time in a real world scenario that the unit can actually handle. And so traditionally, it's somewhere, for a big beefy switch, it's somewhere in the ballpark of 500 to 600 megs per second. So knowing that, and knowing that full HD NDI is 140 megs per second, and you can get 500 or 600 megs of consistent, constant throughput. Turn the faucet on, and it just runs and runs and runs. Well, you don't have to use the packet buffers until you kind of get to the threshold. The issue is that switching companies don't think about data as a constant flow. They think of data as something that comes and goes. And so my computer wants to talk to your computer. I start a file transfer from here and it goes over there. We're passing through the switch. Well, it can pass it at a certain rate, but if there's too much data coming, if maybe my computer is a little too fast or yours is a little too slow or whatever, it could put the packets in a buffer and it could just, we'll just wait on these for a hot second and then ship them out. NDI is not like that at all, where you turn the faucet on and then it just is on until you turn it off, until you disconnect the stream. So if you have 140 megs coming in per camera, you got 3 cameras and a keyboard. All right, now we're already over 400 megs plus keyboard metadata, which is 2 or 3 megs per second probably, which is inconsequential in this equation. But you get a lot of data coming. And, if you're relying on software to process all of those packets, sorry, Ubiquiti just doesn't keep up. The Gen 2s just don't keep up. It's fine. They handle VoIP okay, but I know of 6 individual switches that have basically fried themselves while trying to process NDI. 2 of them at NewTek and 4 of them with an installer. So I don't trust the second gens, because I don't know. At that point, people have invested in them, and I don't know. I can't tell people to put money there because there's no evidence that I can handle the NDI stuff. Now, the Gen 1s, I don't really know what the thresholds are. I have used and installed Gen 1 switches in multiple places over the years. In one NDI installation that's running 2 cameras and a keyboard. Well, no, 2 cameras now and a mini. And it's just the 5-porter. It's the 5-porter 150 or something like that, or the 8-porter. It's an 8-port, 8-150 US 8-150. Yeah, this little guy, and he's great. He seems to work pretty well for just a small install. Got two PTZ P200s on this and a mini. Now, I don't do crazy stuff with this, and we don't leave it running all the time. And so I don't push it hard. I have seen drop frames, it's not perfect. But for $200 when it was available, it seems to work all right. I don't know if Ubiquity has a 8-porter like this anymore. Let's see what they have. Ooh. Dream Machine Pro. Bueller. What's going on here? What? I don't understand what's going on here. I clicked on network. Why won't it show me network options? Oh, here, switching. Okay. Whew. Jeez, losing my mind. Okay, so they have a little second gen. Ooh, it's a layer 3, which is, yeah, technically. Whoa, $500. What the heck, man? No thanks. I haven't tested this. I didn't know they made this little desktop model. It'll do all the stuff the big ones do. There, layer 2. This is the one. Why do they only give you 4 ports though? This is basically what the one is that I was using in that install. Now 48 are larger watts, so I've got the better options. Yes, you do. I already read that. Sorry. So if so, there's a Chrome Task Manager option in the window menu that will tell you internal browsing utilization. Yeah, and it seems to have cleared up here. I haven't gotten a warning that I think I was just doing too much. Just pushing it too hard, So let me shrink that down. Okay, cool. I get the math. I just don't want to roll in the vMix box without options on site for NDI Dante protocol. I may separate Dante to another switch if I work. Okay, Google. Switch if work got that overload when using a full audio rack. So for the price of these, though, what's stopping you from using a 4250? Like these guys. This is the AV line, right? And it'll do VLANs, and you can Dante one and NDI 4 or 5 the other. This is their new little desktop line too, which I haven't used. This guy. I've been waiting for these to kind of hit the market, but they're not available yet. They had one, I guess, at NAB, and I didn't get time enough to go over there and check them out. But anyways, these little guys, I got a bunch of these guys. I would strongly suggest doing. Here's what I like about these. This is the entry level one. I got a couple of these. Well, actually, like 4 of these in the office, and like around whatever. No, this guy is. This guy should only be like $500. Yeah, it shouldn't be that expensive. This is like $500 or $600, and this would give you an actual AV switch that you could separate the Dante channels, depending on how much you need. Like you've got the 48, but is the 48 only $500? I can't imagine that the 48 port is only $500. There's the 48. That's 1,000, right? The 24 is $400. There you go. Now that's a layer 2 PoE. Oh, including 16 PoE plus. Okay. Well, why not just put an SFP plus in there, Unify? Anyways, the new ones. Now, the older ones, maybe. Is the 48 on the Gen 1? B&H says $989. Weird. We did not spend that. Again. Maybe it's because they're in high demand right now. Because they can't make them fast enough. People keep buying them up. What are we doing here? I have several of those here, so I don't look for more purchases. I already have a okay. All Gen 1. Yeah, you should be all right. I would love to spread it out. Do all your NDI stuff. Depends on how much how much we're talking here, but I'd love to spread it out where you're doing all your NDI stuff on the 24s or the 24 and the 16 or a combination of whatever. And then do all your Dante stuff on the heavies, on the 48s. Because Dante audio, in terms of bit rate, is really low compared to NDI. So I'd rather you have more switches, daisy them together with fiber, and then do your Dante stuff on the bigger switches. And then again, depends on how much firepower you need. So B&H, the GSM 4 yada yada yada, the 100 NAS, yeah, and that's the PX 42 PX. That is that's the SFP Plus version, right? Let me jump over there. Yada yada yada. PX B&H, yep, 979. That's what they have it listed as. That is not the right price. It shouldn't be that high. Same price on Newegg. They're probably buying from B&H. Marker Tech, what do they want? 979. Jeez. They were not this price just a few months ago. When we bought them for NAB, they were at this price. Ooh, this is the one that Dan has. It's like a $3,000 switch. The 4248 PXAV. It's a 48 port with like 4 SFP pluses. It's a ridiculous switch. That's MSRP. Yeah, we had to order them MSRP because they didn't have any available for us to not buy MSRP. I have 3 of them. There you go. Setting up 3 P200 kits for Dante is for the X32 producer into a fly pack. Other cams are SDI. Few NDI to DSM setups for hybrid scenarios, but other outputs to recorders. Okay. All these prices make me very happy that I already have these. Yeah, I mean, even it seems to me that all the tech is creeping up, which is really annoying. But anyways, it's supposed to get cheaper, people, not supposed to get more expensive. I don't know what the deal is with that. But all right. Well, I'm going to sign off this user group and jump into the help desk and start doing some stuff over there. Thanks for jumping on the show, everybody. Thias, NetHab, appreciate you guys hanging out and keeping the chat rolling today, and listening to my ramblings about all sorts of things that may or may not be of relevance to your lives. We will be back on Tuesday. I'll be back in the studio, and then 2 shows next week with me, and then a mystery host to the next week. So stay tuned, synchronize your watches, whatever it is that we need to do to get you back. Any response about the quad sale? No, I asked the US sales guys, but I have not heard back from them. Let's see if I jump into Teams on here. Nope, nothing yet. It does appear that they're in a meeting. So I will try and get an answer for you on that and let you know on Tuesday. But you have to come back. Yeah, I'll see what I can find out. I've got another meeting tonight with some of them, so we'll investigate why that is. I'm not too sure, but who knows? But anyways, so yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Really appreciate it. We will be back again next week. Take care of yourselves. I've already shown like all of the bumper videos, right? So I'm just going to jump out with Flex again this time, as we do, and we'll hopefully see you next week. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll talk soon. Send us a ticket if you need assistance in the meantime at help@birddog.tv. Cheers, guys. Later.